And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learn a Trade. I'm going over the part two section of the Nemco roller grill, and I'm going to start down in the service area. I'm going to go over some of these faults that come up in calls and go through some of the procedures to solving the service issues. The first one is if the rollers won't turn. First thing you want to do is check your power source to be sure the machine is plugged into the proper voltage outlet and that the outlet is properly working. Disconnect the unit from the power source before disassembling. Remove the end covers, these end covers right here. If the drive chain is off the idler sprocket, reinstall it. Remove the drive chain from the sprocket on the motor shaft. And if the rollers turn easily, then replace the motor. That means if your rollers are turning, if you remove that chain off of the sprocket and your rollers are turning fine, it's more than likely that you have a bad motor, so you'll end up replacing the motor. If the rollers are hard to turn by hand without the chain attached, so if you just try to turn the roller by hand, and they don't turn very well, then remove and clean out the accumulated foreign matter in the bearings. There's probably hard grease built up in the bearings. Before reconnecting the chain to the motor, pull the chain by hand. The chain should pull rollers easily and freely and should not ride up the sprockets of the rollers and jam against the upper chain guard, which is up here. So if that chain is binding up on the rollers and then getting stuck up here in the chain guard area, then more than likely you'll need to pull those rollers and clean them out so that they can move freely. And then after that, you can, before reconnecting the chain motor, pull that chain by hand. If it's moving freely, you can go ahead and reassemble it and put it back into operation. If the chain blows a fuse or a circuit breaker, you'll first want to go and check the capacity of the circuit being used to be sure it isn't overloaded. So you just want to go and check the electrical panel and find the circuit breaker for the roller grill. And most times those circuit breakers on in commercial locations, they're going to be labeled, so you should be able to find it. You might have to look in a few different panels because some sites have multiple panels in the back room. So you'll want to go back there, check it out, see what the amp draw is, and then check out to make sure that it's not under what the amp draw is for your roller grill. And if your roller grill, if they happen to have two roller grills plugged into the same circuit, then more than likely you're going to need like a 30 to 50 watt, 50 amp breaker just to be able to hold up for that breaker to be able to withstand the amp draw. If the rollers won't heat, check the power source and be sure the machine is plugged into the proper voltage outlet and the receptacle is working. If everything is correctly connected and it still won't heat, then call Nemco customer service and they'll link you to their tech support department. That number again is 1-800-782-6761. If it, if the pilot light if the pilot lights don't come on, the pilot lights are located right here. And you'll see a little more of those on the diagram down below. If the pilot lights don't come on, if they don't work, disconnect the unit from the power source, open the control panel by removing the end covers, these here. If the unit is properly wired and you don't see any burnt wires or anything, then just replace the pilot light, because more than likely it's just your pilot light that's out. How to replace the motor: disconnect the unit from power, remove the end cover from the motor side. If you have a single motor, then that single motor is going to be on your left hand side. If you have a dual, you're going to have motors on both sides. Disconnect the chain from the motor sprocket and then remove the motor sprocket from the motor. Turn the unit over and remove the bottom cover. That's this here. If once you get the side cover caps off, you'll go ahead and lift this up so that it's laying on its back, and then you can get at the panel that's underneath. And then once you get that panel off, you can disconnect your motor wires and remove the old motor screws and remove the motor and replace it with a new motor, and then rewire, put the wires back on the same way. I usually go wire for wire so that there's no mistakes. Um, how to replace the thermostat: disconnect the unit from power, remove the knobs, which are right here. Those knobs pull straight out. They just pull them out towards you. They'll pull right off, and then they slide right back on. Turn the unit over like you did to replace the motor. Turn it over on its backside and then remove the bottom cover. Loosen the nuts or screws that hold the thermostat to the unit. Disconnect the wires from the thermostat and replace with a new thermostat and reconnect the wires. Then you can reassemble. How to replace the rollers: disconnect the unit from power, remove the end covers from each side, remove the wires and the clips from both ends of the element, and remove the element. Remove the motor sprocket with a 3/32 Allen wrench. Remove the chain guard by removing the two screws. Disconnect the chain from the motor and rollers. Remove the rollers and replace with new rollers, and then reassemble. Now those clips they were talking about, those clips go on all of the heaters. Once those heaters are in, they're clipped in with these little spring clips, and usually the clips break when you take them off. So you're going to end up having to order new clips along with the new rollers. So just remember that if you ever have to replace rollers, you want to order the clips also. And then down here we have our schematic and a breakdown of the parts. So right here you have all of your heaters. Your rollers are all right here. That sprocket with the 3/32 Allen screw in it is right here. And these are the end caps. And this is that bottom plate. And then you have your two motors, your two pilot lights, and your two power switches. And then up here, they're showing you that the bearings go right on the side too. And then you have a decent little schematic of how it's being wired, showing that it's going from the load to the switch. The switch has 3 poles, and then that wires to the motor, right over here to the thermostat and your pilot light, and you have that on each side. And then your wires run from the thermostat over to the elements, and all of the elements are wired in series. So it's a pretty simple schematic, but it's good enough to troubleshoot with. And um, get you through the job. So for right now, that's all I have on this one. Again, this was the Nemco roller grill, model number 8075SX-220. And just a real quick thing here too. These models come in different sizes. So you have this is the large size and they have a smaller size. And the model number for the smaller size would be 8045. So the smaller units are 45 and the larger units are 75, 8075. So just to let you know that. Um, that's all I have for now, everyone. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to doing more of these. Let me know down in comments if there's any questions that you may have or anything you need to know, you want to know more about. I'll see if I can get some stuff together to do a video on it or a podcast. So I really appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate you watching these videos, and I hope they're helping. And let's keep it going. I thank you very much. Take care. And God bless. Hello, everyone. I invite you to enter our Black& Decker electric screwdriver raffle. Go to our link below or in the description to enter. This is a 4-volt max electric screwdriver. It features a pivoting handle, an LED, a lithium battery that holds a charge up to 18 hours. It includes a USB charger. So enter today. Just click the link in the description or go to the link below. Thank you.